Now that we've drawn our shape, basically what we want to do is we want to take advantage of some of the settings in SketchUp to make it look a lot better. So you can see in the background I've got kind of a brown for a ground. You can see the axes that we use to do some of our modeling. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the view bar and I'm going to actually just uncheck the axes. So I don't need to save those into the back of the screen anymore. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come over on the tray on the right side, and I want to basically start creating some scenes and edit some things. I'm going to close down materials, and I'm going to open up the styles toolbar. And from styles, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and edit, and I'm going to turn on, I'm going to go to the background layer. I'm going to click the background, and I'm going to change it to white and lighten that up and click the sky off. So now I've got a little bit more of a bold look to the drawing. The next thing I want to do is I want to set up scenes. So I'm going to go over to my scenes and open the scenes tray and hit the plus symbol. And I'm going to do update the selected style and then create the scene. You'll notice that up here that gave me a little tab. The nice thing is I can change my scene to anything I want it to be and then add a new scene. So now I can float between the first scene and the second scene, and the information in the sort of the camera angle, so to speak, is already saved. So I'm going to go back to scene 1, and now what I really want to do is I want to take advantage of SketchUp and its sketchy kind of look. So I'm going to go into styles again, and this time I'm going to click the line weight background and just play around a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up my profile lines, and this is kind of just an arbitrary thing. You kind of guess till you get something you like. There's 5. 5's pretty good. One thing I really like is the extension lines that we use when we were sketching. I'm going to turn those extension lines on, and I'm going to bump my extensions way up. And you can see what happens in the model now. I start to see what those sketchy extension lines were. One thing that's kind of fun is to turn on jitter lines. It gives it a little bit more of a sketchy kind of look. And now what I've done is I've created an image that I want to export and use into my presentation. So to do that, I'm going to come up to File, I'm going to go to Export, and I want to export a 2D graphic. So once I do that, I'm going to pull open my drawing, the background, and I'm just going to save this to the desktop to keep it easy. And I'm going to use a JPG format. I'm just going to title this Cube, and we'll go ahead and leave it at JPG and hit Export, or a JPEG. And that is basically how we're going to manipulate the look of the drawing in SketchUp and then send a file out so that we can do some editing in Photoshop.